Hey guys, this is Mauro, and if you're watching this video, it's just because you're interested to know more about my homelessness issue here in Berlin. And on my previous video, I told you that I had a meeting with a social worker who is being amazing, and the feedback that I got was good and bad at the same time. Good because yes, there is a place which is designed to help people like myself, people who are facing homelessness in Germany, and it's called the Soziale Wohnhilfe. The translation for this is called social housing assistance in English, just in case you want to know. My experience with the Soziale Wohnhilfe is that there are not much help, especially emergent help that people really need, especially people like myself right now. This is an emergency situation in which I have no time to wait for an accommodation. And I'm going to explain it to you a little bit better, because last year I was facing the same housing situation, but obviously for a different matter, right? Right now I'm single, I'm not a victim of domestic violence. The situation is slightly different. However, last year I was a victim of domestic violence, and I had no place to go, despite that I was so desperate to get out of this violent environment. And I tried in so many different ways to get out of my ex apartment, and I had a plan. I did everything what I was told that I should do, and this is my entire point. I went to the Soziale Wohnhilfe already in Berlin, and don't get me wrong, the lady that helped me was really friendly. Weird enough, because usually they're really unfriendly. That was the first time when I actually spoke to someone who was kind, friendly, and patient, and she did really try to help me out. But the problem is, there was not much that she could do to help me out. Basically, when I got that to the Soziale Wohnhilfe, which is the social housing support or assistance, they told me that she told me that she would have to put my name on the waiting list. And unfortunately, she told me that I wouldn't be able to get any help for at least a year time. In other words, I was in a very tricky situation. I was being abused on a daily basis, and I could not wait a year time. Does that make sense? And that's the issue that everyone's going to face, especially people under special circumstances, people who are victims of domestic violence, people that are going to be evicted from their apartment or from their room or from their accommodation. And vulnerable people in general will face a lot of struggle when they are trying to get out of any given situation. So the main issue, yes, I got this advice from the social worker in the last meeting, but there is the waiting list, which is a long time, at least a year time. Who can wait a year time to move out from where they're living? I mean, it's not enough time. I don't have enough time. I cannot wait a year time to move out of here. So that puts us vulnerable people into a very tricky situation, and it put us in a very vulnerable position as well, because believe me, people try to take advantage out of people like me. I personally been through so much since I moved to Germany, and I've been sending people messages online, and I mean, I've got so many weird responses. Things like, yes, I have a room for you, but you're gonna have to sleep with me sometime. Yes, I have a room for you, but maybe have to do something else, you know, like maybe, I mean, I don't want to give too much details on the video here because I mean, I got really crazy offers that I will never gonna accept them whatsoever. So that's why I'm in this situation, because what I realized, there's a lot of people that want to help me specifically. I cannot speak for everyone else, but they want to take advantage out of that situation to get something out of me, which I'm not willing to do. And obviously I'm going to be paying rent to live somewhere, and I believe that's enough, right? I don't want to be exploited, I don't want to be sexually exploited, and I don't want to be used in any ways whatsoever. So I want to have real friends, and I want to live in an environment that it's just house friends, housemates, proper housemates, you know, where I have my life and the person has their lives, the people have their lives, etc. So it's very important that the job center and the government in Germany understand that a lot of people are being exploited. And maybe some of the people are not as strong as I am. They might end up doing things which they don't want to do just because they don't have another choice, or they don't have another opportunity, and they know that's hard to find a place to live at. And I believe this creates a bad society where we see a lot of buildings being developed just for the wealthy. So I believe it's a time that the government put some attention and time and put some investment into developing accommodation for the working class, for students, for vulnerable people who are in vulnerable positions, and especially for people who have been a victim of domestic violence, men or women and children, especially children for sure. So what I'm trying to say here, yes, on the paper there is help, but the reality is the majority of people that don't have time will not be able to wait a year time to get accommodation at the Soziale Wohnen and Health. So there is not really help for me. So, you know, at the end of the day, I have to put my name down. At the end of the day, I have to go there and explain my situation once again, and then be on a waiting list. So I hope you understand where I'm coming from, and I hope that you got a bigger picture of the situation that I'm at. But I believe we can change that, and that's my goal here in Germany. We can improve the system, we can find alternative ways to have a better emergency plan to support and help people like myself. But let me know how we can do that, because your opinion is really important to me, and it's really important in terms of policy creation. So tell me more about what you think about that, how we can tackle this issue, and how we can improve the housing and social system in Germany, because that's what you want, to improve it and make it the best social, economic, and employment system in the world. So this is my mission, this is my goal. I'm here because I believe in the German people and the German social security system, and together we can improve it. So let me know your thoughts, and don't forget to follow, subscribe, and see you on the next video.